We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính Đại Đức Tăng Thính, Vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đắc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sananto Suchedo Ye La Hudi San Miao San Puto Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Gia Đa Gia A La Ha Đế Tham Miệu Nam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jian wen de shou qi yuan jie如来真实义。All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Jing Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa Thượng Tiến Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức ca Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the 15th of December 2023, and we are back here at Way Mountain Temple to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra. Right now we are on slide 686. Thank you all for coming. I know it's very tough for many of you since it's daily lectures, and you've been keeping up with us. I appreciate it. Glad to have you. Okay, question from JC.
네, 이 질문은 이퍼 김화준 씨의 질문입니다. 제가 걱정되는 바가 있어서 질문드립니다. 지난 8월 달 태풍 카눈이 한국에 상륙했었는데 이 태풍이 제가 잘못된 수행을 해서 불러온 것 같다는 생각이 자꾸 들어서 이게 정말인지 마스터께 질문드리고 싶습니다. 태풍 카눈이 한국에 상륙해서 1명 사망하고 1명이 실종됐었는데 그에 따른 죄책감으로 괴롭습니다. 또 한편으로 절에 가서 수행하고 싶어도 어머니가 굳고 반대하실 뿐더러 절의 도움을 일절 받지 않으려고 하시니 절에 갈 수 있는 상황이 아닙니다. 혼자 고민하다 어렵게 질문드립니다.
Sir, this question is from Ipo Kim Hwa-jun. I have one concern and I want to ask you a question. Last August, a typhoon came to Korea, and then one person died and one person missing. And I think the typhoon came because of my wrong practice. So I felt very guilty about it. So I want to make sure whether this typhoon came because of my wrong practice or not. And then also I want to go to practice. I want to go to temple and practice, but my mother really against about it. So, and then she doesn't want to get any help from my temple. So I cannot go to temple. So what should I do?
Who is this?
This is Ipo Kim Ha-jun. her sister committed suicide a few days ago. And then we are doing 49-day service in our temple.
Okay. When typhoons happen, they occur, it's more than just one individual. Because you look at the consequences or the effects of the event, you see that a lot of people are affected. So it's not just you who are the source of such an event. So no, it's not you. It's about the collective karmas, the karmic retributions of the people who got in trouble. Okay, so get it out of your mind. It's not you. And what's the second question?
My mother really against me going to the temple. So I want to go to practice. I want to go to temple and practice. But since she really against it, so I cannot go to the temple. So
what are her reasons? That we are cult? Did she tell you her reasons?
No.
Then I can't help you. You got to find out why. When your mother is a person who is intelligent, who cares for you, you need to find out why she objects to your cultivation. Okay? Thank you. All right. We have been, last week we started talking about, this is exciting for us because we're learning about this Avatamsaka Sutra, which contains the supreme, really the highest level of wisdom in Buddhism. And so it's a real treat to be able to investigate it with you. I'm very grateful for that. This is important. We got to this important section here where you are learning about the theories or the principles of why we're doing this, the principles of enlightenment. In Buddhism, there are two sides of the teaching. One is the principles, where you learn, for example, you go and you pick up some materials on the internet, or go to the temple, pick up a book, or listen to the Dharma lectures. Those are about, typically, the principles. They talk about emptiness, they talk about paramitas, and so forth. Those are the theory behind it, okay? And then, what's really, really rare for most of us Buddhist followers is the instructions or the specifics. You have the theory, how you're going to put it in practice. You know, like the TV I've been looking at right now here, that TV you see the screen there, it's the practice where you actually, the screen, the technology is based on some mathematical functions among other things. They use math to map out every single dot on the screen accurately. Okay? And so there's a theory behind the TV. And then, so the engineers took the mathematical formulas and then implemented. Okay? So the math is the theory. The actual implementation to TV is actually called specifics. You apply this theory, mathematical formula here, to a product. Okay? Same thing in principle. We will learn about theories, and it's not enough. It's exciting, it's logical, it's intellectually stimulating, but it's still theory. It's useless to you until someone figures out a way to apply the theory to make something useful for you. Okay? So that's why in Buddhism, traditionally in Asia, and especially in this modern era here, people are more enamored with theory than actual practice, because practice is hard, okay, and it's very challenging, and in particular, you have no instructions on how to do it. Okay? The theory is available. The mathematical formulas are available everywhere. Anyone can access it. But actually to implement it, the mathematical formula into a Sony there, you have some Sony engineers who had to do it. And then you have a Samsung engineers, you have LG engineers, okay? Not to mention other engineers, okay? So they have to come up with the actual instructions, the actual implementations of the theory. And that's the job of the patriarchs. We all learn about the same theory from the Buddhas, from the Bodhisattvas. But the patriarchs are the ones who actually came to our world with the specific jobs to give us instructions on how to implement the theory to reach the promised land. And this is so special about Mahayana. Mahayana, we have an architecture where we actually send patriarchs to the worlds to reassure people that they are the experts about implementing the theory into the practice so that you get to the promised land. Whether it's a Pure Land, whether it's enlightenment, whether you want to levitate into the air, okay, and beat demons with the mantras and so forth. There's certain methodologies for you to do to execute before you can make it happen. Okay, so Master Shenhua again is the only patriarch I know of that I've seen in recent times. And in particular, someone who's alive I met, who has these special instructions for us to do Chan, to do Pure Land, to do so forth. It is so good. Okay, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity to learn from it, for the opportunity to apply them to you, help you with those instructions, okay? And so I hope that in the future we have more chances to share with even more and more and more people, okay? This is what it's about. It's not just us. And the patriarchs, that's how we show gratitude towards them because we got so much out of it. I got so much out of it, okay? That I like to share it with more and more and more with of you. Okay, not too many. I'm lazy. Okay, and so we got to the point here in slide 686, 687, and so forth. This is the talk about the concepts of the 34 minds, which are 8 patiences, 8 wisdom, making 16 minds, and the further 9 liberations and 9 non-intermittents or non-obstructions. Okay, so we go through this process, and this is a theory behind why we ask you how to do Chan, how to recite the Buddha's name, how to recite mantras, how to do ceremonies and so forth. Okay, and to me it's so reassuring to see this, and I'm so grateful for this because it worked, okay, but we're finding here that there is a theory behind it, the principles behind it that justifies why the patriarchs trained us certain ways. Okay? There's a methodology. And again, Master Shenhua is by far has the best instructions that can bring you very, very far up to his level. He's the only one I know of. All the other patriarchs, right? The latest one, the last one is Master Xu Yun, he really pales by comparison. Okay, and we currently don't have a really serious drop-off about the current one. Yes, JC.
네, 김하준 씨가 아까 마스터께서 하신 질문에 대한 답변을 했습니다. 어머니께서 그렇게 반대하신 이유는 우리를 이상한 집단이라고 생각하시는 것 같다고 합니다. 왜냐하면 마스터의 법문 내용이 인종이나 국가를 차별한다고 생각하시는 것 같습니다. 그리고 제가 집에서 명상에 너무 몰두해서 사람을 이상하게 만들었다고 생각하시는 것 같습니다.
Master, this is the answer from Kim Hwa-jun. My mother think that our temple is a very strange group. Master discriminate race and country, and I'm too focused on meditation. So she think that I become very strange.
Repeat.
My mother think our temple is very strange group. Master's Dharma talk contains the discrimination of race and country, and I'm too focused on meditation, so my mother think that I become strange.
Well, she should listen to more of my videos and the things. I've been doing this for a long time. She has a lot more videos. The more she watch those videos, the more she'll find out I'm a lot more racist than she thinks. Then don't come to the temple. That's all. If you depend on your mother for support and she's against it, then you can't come to the temple. If you don't depend on your mother, then say, Mother, go take a walk. This is my life. You want to allow others to dictate you that want you to live your life according to them. That's your decision. Okay, you must decide for yourself. I have a lot of people who have resistance and objections from the families, and they find ways around it. You can, I don't know. It's up to you and how you're going to do it. Okay, but there's always obstructions because you don't have enough blessings, and it's because number one, your family and friends are not knowledgeable about Buddhism. Certainly, they don't understand cultivation, and of course, we are American-style kind of Dharma instructions, Dharma lectures, Dharma talks. So it's very different from the traditional Korean or Asian type of lectures or instructions. Okay, so it's understandable that your mother is concerned about us and is worried about you. I totally understand it. Okay, but it's about you. It's not about her. If they don't share your viewpoints, then don't talk to them about it. Okay? Good luck to you. Okay. Now, so we have the theory. So you see, all the instruction will give you. Okay, it's predicated upon this. In order for you to open your wisdom, you need to develop patience. If you want to be wiser, you have to be more and more patient. There's no other ways. If you're looking at Buddhism, looking at Chan practice, spirit and practice is something pleasant, yeah, you will find it, but you will not make progress. If you want to develop wisdom, you want your wisdom to increase, if you're in Pure Land, you want your rebirth rate to increase. You want to have a greater chance to be reborn to the Buddha's land. Then you have to keep improving. Okay, very much like the question earlier. There's a typhoon who came and would blow into your country and would cause problems for you. Okay, and you never know when it's going to happen to you. what bad things could happen to you. And so you have to learn to understand. I don't think the masters, the monks and nuns, underscore enough the importance of continued improvement. You're dying. Physically, your bodies are dying. It's decaying. Unless you do something about it, you will regress in your spiritual practice. And we found that even though we are a cult, we found that actually our people got healthier and actually got stronger and lived longer. And that's a natural benefits of your improvements. Okay? And you need to endure more and more. You need to be more patient with what's difficult to endure. Nothing that can give it to you, hand it to you on a plate. You have to earn it. Okay? Because especially the newbies are coming to our association, to our organization. Okay? Look at all the abbots there. You know how much suffering they have to go through to get to this point? And you think you can waltz in here and expect the same results, the same benefits? Okay? You should only look at how fast they got there. When the old abbot in Korea right now, who is in Korea right now, when I came to Korea in about 5-6 years ago, okay, he was barely a 4th-stage arhat. 5 years later, I look at all the people who look down upon him in Korea, and I chuckle. I say, you're so far behind to an old man who is so sick, who has heart issues. It's not possible for you to make progress unless you are healthier, unless your body is stronger. You know, 2 ways about it. You improve one level, your body is healthier. Your life is a little bit longer. And those who regress, just the reverse actually happens. Okay? And so, the Master YongHua here gave us a beautiful gift. He says, I'm going to explain to you the 34 minds based on the sutras here. And he says the 34 minds are the 4 patiences. Okay? The 4 patiences. They are, you first learn about the 4 truths. The patience is with suffering. Okay? Cultivation. If you want to end your suffering, you have to endure suffering. Because only through increasing your wisdom can you end your suffering. You're suffering because you've been doing stupid things repeatedly. And you don't know what else to do to get out of it. Okay, the spiritual practices, okay, of course, other people would not understand. Your parents, your family, your friends, your professors, and your teachers, your Dharma masters would not be able to understand. Because unless they have been through this process, they won't be able to guide you through this. You need, see, fundamentally, I know I'm going to make a lot of monks and nuns unhappy. Okay? Because monks and nuns should not be afraid to ask you to endure difficult training. If you don't struggle, you're not going to make progress. Because when you struggle, you have to endure it. Learn to be more patient with suffering. That's how you become wiser. You unfold the wisdom concerning suffering. And then And then we talked about it last week. This is very important. That's why I go over it for you. And then these Dharma talks here, these videos are designed to help you understand the principles behind it as well as the instructions. And then as you go along, you see that you understand more about the nature of suffering. It is multidimensional. It's all over. It's fascinating. It's impossible for any of us to put our arms around it. It's called accumulation. The suffering we're enduring, it's overwhelming. Life is overwhelming for all of us because it's something called accumulation. The more you have wisdom, the more you find out that life is overwhelming. It doesn't get better. And that's the wisdom of accumulation. The Asians never explained it to their followers. I explain it to you. Okay? You're supposed to be overwhelmed. Just because you have wisdom, just because you're enlightened, doesn't mean you're not overwhelmed anymore. You find it even more overwhelming. Okay? Because you see more of these accumulation in 3D, in the n dimensions. Okay? It's fascinating. Okay? And then we hear in slide 686, last week, we never got a chance to finish it. And then we hear, then with all these difficulties here, we're telling you that you endured. There will be something called liberation or extinction of all suffering. We tell you about it. We will make you endure it. We encourage you to undergo this training because there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Because compared to you who are not trained in this, the people who are not trained in this, they cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's why they kill themselves, jump off the cliffs, do stupid things, because what difference does it make? It's no end to the suffering. There's no end. There's no end. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. So what difference does it make? Well, we're telling you, this is so important. There's an end to all this suffering. And not just an end, but it's beautiful. It's wonderful. You like yourself. People will like you. People will appreciate you more. That's why we're doing this. Yes, along with it, it's like buffet. You know better, so you can make money a lot easier than others, and so forth. And you can con others better, and so forth. You choose to do so. But that's not why we're doing it. We're telling you that all those things are not important. The wonderful thing is that there's no more suffering. You can truly have a good life, a meaningful life. That's what Mahayana has to offer. Okay? It's called extinction. And so, in order to get there, okay, you have all these set instructions that will bring you there, and it has a track record proven by all the patriarchs, Chinese patriarchs I know of, starting with the first Chinese patriarch, Bodhidharma, who applied it for his disciple, Great Master Huike. Okay? And then it worked for him beautifully after 9 years. Okay? Huike went from very low level to very high level. 9 years is very, very fast, let me tell you. It's incredible. Especially to a guy like Shen Guang, Dharma Master Shen Guang, who was a big shot back then. Very successful monk. So he has to start over from zero, at zero. And because he's willing to do that. When he came to master Bodhidharma, he was a big shot. And he says, all this is meaningless because I'm dying. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm still suffering. So all the talk to me of my giving talks about ending suffering, I have not achieved it. So he's willing to start over from zero. So he knelt down in front, behind Bodhidharma for 9 years to prove his sincerity. Think about it. That's a lot of patience. And that's one example of a Dharma of extinction that worked for Huike. We're not talking, we're not BSing, we're talking, we have people who went through this, who lived to tell their stories. So what do we care? If, seriously, for me personally, what do I care if your mom disagrees with me? With all due respect, your mom should be your mom. I should be doing what I'm doing. I'm not worried about your mom, not worried about other monks. Okay? There is a Dharma of extinction that has proven to work for Shakyamuni Buddha disciples in India. And then what I learned is the one disciples in China, beautifully. And because of this Dharma of extinction, these special methods or practices, you will unfold the wisdom concerning dharmas of extinction. Meaning, you get a certificate. You don't get a certificate. You get certified that you have wisdom by us. Just by us, no one else. You can't put it on the wall in your office and say, I have certificate from Bodhidharmas that I have certified to a Dharma extinction. Just between you and your teacher. That's it. You're not supposed to try to make money of it. You're not supposed to try to exploit it. Okay? All right? So we do have the Dharma extinction that you need to cultivate with patience. Okay? Patience is a common denominator. Okay? You need to work on your patience. You can't do it. You still have to bear with it and keep on working at it. You keep on failing, but you don't give up. Because you're supposed to fail. Patience means what? Patience means, number one, it's unbearable. Okay? Number two, more often than not, you fail. And you cannot quit, and you will not quit. If you quit, there's no patience. It doesn't matter who you are. You can reach your level, and reach your level, and reach your level. But the moment that you fail, and you stop, and you quit, then your wisdom development stops. It's not about racism. It's not about pale face or yellow face or black face or whatever. It's about you failing yourself because others before you have gone a lot further than you have. Because they're more patient with the dharmas of extinction than you. and to rub it in. The latest defection, the latest guy who gave up on the Dharma of extinction. Okay? And that's why. Done. It's okay to fail, but it's not okay to give up. You are being trained to fail and not give up. That's why it's called patience. If you don't fail, then you don't understand patience. Tell me, can anyone tell me that you never fail in your life? Ever? What did you learn from your failures? Tell me. What did you learn? Let's talk about something very personal. Divorce. Anyone? We divorce because we fail, yes? Somewhere. Well, at least your wife fails. Okay? But what did you learn? What happened for most people here that I read about is that they brought the same problems to next relationship, next relationship, next relationship, because they never learn. They quit. If you quit, you never learn. You keep on making the same mistakes over and over again in the next relationships. Okay? And that's the danger of not developing patience at the face of failure. Yes, go ahead, go first.
Master, does this apply to everything? Like not everything is worthwhile to stay course and not quit, right? Like the example of marriage. Some marriage is not really. It is for some marriages it's maybe better to relieve the suffering of both sides rather than sticking.
Of course, there's always exceptions, and you're right. There's always exception, meaning that are you worthy of your spouse? Let's talk about that first. Are you a good person? Or are you only there to take advantage of your spouses? Okay? And what about your spouse? Is she worth it? So there are a lot of issues involved. Okay?
Can I? I'm still. So another example is job. Like I feel I fail at my job every day, most of the days. And I don't know if it's maybe because I'm just not really good at it. Maybe it's because not really something that really for me. Like, I think there's a value to not quit, but at the same time, it's not like cultivation that which I know I want to continue and never quit.
Each person is different. No. The Master Huideng says, if you look for enlightenment away from life, away from the world, it's like looking for a hare with horns. You all know that quote, yes? So that means that your cultivation is not at the temple. You come to the temple for us to train you, help you develop skills, but your real cultivation happens at home, happens at work. My Sanghas, for example, okay, they are cultivating at work. That the type of work is different from yours, but they're still working, and we're still working in the world. You see that? It's not that much different than any of you. You are different in that you get paid. They don't get paid. And my Sangha is not very bright. Yes. Not only am I racist, I also am a slave driver.
Yes, I understand that work is or life is our cultivation, but
how you contribute to life? We all have different opportunities to contribute. Okay? And so you have to personally choose what's best, the best way for you to contribute overall. That's all. It's not about liking or not liking. Your liking and not liking there is tainted with depression. Be careful. That label that when you label I like it, don't like it, still is tainted by 30% depression. Be careful. Okay? And so that what it means is that ignore that. Ignore the liking for now. And you see. All right, anyone else? It's a different way that they are affecting you right now. Okay? So they're harassing you with that not liking it. And that makes you afflicted. Don't fall for it. Ignore that. It's that simple. Yes, sir. 6.
Thank you, Master. There's a specifically American value and its pastime for failure. I think Koreans are particularly good at this too. They have some of the best trainers for baseball players. And as I played baseball for 13 years, I learned that being successful 30% of the time made you one of the best players. And it helped me learn how to fail and then keep trying. Because you have to see, well, the pitcher threw a curveball when I didn't expect it. I swung and I missed. Next time up, the pitcher threw a ball in the dirt and I swung at it. I made a mistake. Third time up, can I hit the ball? What have I learned? And if only to share something I can wrap my head around, it's something I've tried to apply to my practice in Chan meditation, which is much, much harder for me. Because I probably fail 99 times. But I learned from playing baseball not to give up. Just try and keep learning and try again.
Yeah, absolutely. Life is about, we fail more often in life than we succeed. Yeah? The only success most people have is what? When they drink, when they eat, they have a merry time, that's the only guaranteed success they have. Otherwise, they fail. Everyone fails. Daily. Who doesn't? You don't see your failure, there's something wrong with you. And that's very, very difficult for us. Most people choose to ignore the failures because it's very tough on their egos. It's easier to blame others' failures than look at your own failures. Okay? That's ordinary people. They look at others' people's failures and talk about it and blame them. We don't talk about it. If you at the temple, you notice I'm the only one who talks about others' failures because I'm trying to teach my disciples not to make the same mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I have no interest in criticizing others. None of my business. Okay? It's not my life. What do I care? But if you're able to look your failure and you are willing to look your failure, then you improve. Then you develop the wisdom to fix it. If you're afraid of your failure and hurts too much, you make the same mistakes over and over and over again. That's life. There's nothing new about it. Whether you pick stocks or learn your professional skills, we all fail and fail and fail, and we learn from our failures. And luckily, hopefully, we sell our success to our bosses better than before they notice our failures. Yes? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. We have a question from YouTube. And I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our YouTube audience for joining us this evening. If you're finding this Dharma talk helpful, help us out and like and subscribe to the channel. This question is from Empty Mirror. Empty Mirror asks, Emitofuo Master, when we are patient, what are we waiting for?
You're patient with your failure. It's not patient with anything else. When we fail, we're patient, meaning that it's very difficult. It's a lot of suffering to look at your own failure, and you keep on looking at it. You're patient with our suffering, with our failures. We choose to look at our failure instead of looking away and go take a drink or smoke something. Okay? That's how tough we are. Yes, we take a break. We take get some candies, have some tea, some coffee, and have a drink, whatever. But you come back and you look at it again, and look at it until you figure out how to fix it. You don't look away and say, "Oh no, it's too much suffering. I'm not going to look at this." If you are afraid of that, you'll never be able to fix it. And that's the difference between you lay people and y'all left-home people. They don't look, they look like it appears like they're not doing anything, but they're under intense pressure. They fail and fail and fail and fail. In so many things, every single day. So the longer they are around, the tougher they become until one day they can't take it anymore, then they quit. It's perfectly okay. Time to move on. Okay? Yes, go first.
Hello, Master. I have a similar question with Ching about choosing our job. There seems to be two competing values. Often they create conflict in my mind. One is that when we choose our job, we should choose something that aligns with our values. We feel meaningful, that we feel we are contributing to the society in a way that we envision. So we feel very passionate about it. But the other value is that, we should use this opportunity to cultivate, even if we don't like our job, even if our job don't align with our values in terms of how to contribute to the society. So I wonder if Master have some thoughts about this. Thank you.
It's always a compromise. You cannot do 100%. You are a lay person. You have some conditions. For example, you have families to support. You have, that's the only job you have right now. It would be crazy for you to quit right now because it's very difficult to get a job. Okay, so you have to be flexible. So for lay people is different. All right? So you have to make compromises. It's not always perfect. Not all jobs will be totally satisfactory to you, but it's part of your learning experience. Okay? And if some of you will find out it's not good for you, some of you suddenly develop the skills to excel at it and you enjoy it and so forth. So each person's different. You will not. Don't expect every single job to give you 100% satisfaction. There's always a compromise. Very much like with us as well. Okay? For monks and nuns, we are asked to do things that we don't like. We still do it. Okay? It's part of our training. Very much like you. You know, not all jobs will be 100% satisfactory to you. So you gain some, you lose some. That's a compromise. Now, part of it is to build your patience. There's always, when you go to work, whether it's here in the temple or outside, the things that are pleasant. And some people are pleasant. You want to spend time with, you enjoy it. And there's some people who are so unpleasant. Total waste of time, they're crazy. Okay? And you all have to work with them to compromise. And that's part of the professional requirements for everyone. Yeah. Personally, I assure you, I have zero interest in criticizing all the monks and nuns. And yet I find myself have to say it because if I didn't, then you think it's okay. It's not okay. Someone has to pay the price. Okay, so let me go back to slide 686. Okay, we have a track record of the Dharma of the extinction that are not easy for you to cultivate. And many people, too many people, at many different levels, from low levels to high levels of extinction, Dharma extinction, they're able to successfully accomplish them. Okay? And develop the wisdoms. Okay? And then in slide 686, Dharma Master YongHua then went into even dharmas must be renowned so much more non-dharma. This refers to the people who are enlightened. What happened to the people who made it, who are enlightened, who succeeded in their have a commendable success? And I look at so many monks and nuns, okay, especially with Master YongHua disciples and my disciples, okay, they succeeded in the dharmas of extinction themselves. And the mistake that many of them make is that they become proud of it. They said, Master Shenhua called me patriarch, called me, certified me. Okay? And that's complacency. That's why I beat up on my disciples, that I don't allow them to be complacent. I keep on telling you, what you got is nothing. Nothing to be proud of. That's that accomplishment of the Dharma extinction you must not be attached to it. Whatever you have, you should not be attached to it. Whatever you have is various levels of extinction. You're free, your mind is clear, and you feel peaceful. That's a level of extinction you're experiencing. You have to let go. Now I'm naming name. I look at people's face. I say, you are an idiot because you're attached to that. You're not allowed to attach to what you have right now. Because the Master never did it for them, did it for me. And that's why my peers are stuck. I hope you won't have that problem. That's the difference between me and my Master. I don't care about the other monks and nuns. I only care about you. Okay? Because I use them as examples of what went wrong with their training. Not because I criticize them. They're nothing to me. If they're rich, they're successful, they're powerful, I'm glad for them, honestly. Okay? If you're rich, Mr. Buffet is rich and he's successful and so forth, I'm happy for them. Okay? It's no jealousy. It's not, I don't envy them at all. What I'm concerned is that his teaching is right here. Don't be attached to this Dharma extinction that you accomplished. It's very important. Okay? And so much more non-dharmas. And this is an abject failure for my peers. I will not explain to you. I will not explain to them. Okay? It's a declaration that the non-dharmas is a huge failure for the accomplished masters. I hope that your generation will not fall in that trap, because we have work to do, folks. We have much higher altitudes to reach. I will not allow it to happen to you. I'll slap you in the face or kick you out if you allow yourself to be stuck on non-dharmas as well as dharmas. Give an example. When I was there, we were very proud that we're disciples of Master Shenhua. And you're not. What is that? We're not renouncing Master Shenhua's Dharma, Master Shenhua disciple Dharma of extinction, because we reach extinction. So we felt justified looking at the Koreans, looking at the Vietnamese, looking at, you come here to learn from us? And you can't even understand what we're doing. Okay? You can come as often you want. You still are outside, looking in. You never understand why we're doing this. We see it coming. Okay, Master YongHua showed off. He says, I'm going to heal you. I see that, all need to go there and fix your problem, and so forth. He showed off, and everyone's so impressed at his wisdom. Okay, so he became a phenomenon in our times, in our world. Okay, and we are riding off his success, his accomplishments. Our accomplishments are so small compared to his. And yet, this is one thing that I don't like about his training program, is that he allowed it to happen. I will not allow it to happen to all of you, okay? You think you're cool? I'll slap you in your face. You're nothing. You ain't got nothing yet. Yes, 6.
Emitofuo Master, I think, with attachment, I find like often if I am attached, I'm kind of being helpless with it, because even if I know that I shouldn't be attached, I am attached and I can't do anything about it. I can fight with it. I can try to pull myself away from it, but deep down I'm still attached. So that's why I'm always wondering, can I directly work with attachment, or is that something that the attachment will fall away naturally if I keep doing something else, like coming here and cultivating?
Vietnamese has a saying, nước chảy đá mòn. You should learn Vietnamese. Vietnamese is very, very wise. A Hung, translate, nước chảy đá mòn.
Master, it means that when the water keep flowing to the rock itself will be naturally will be peeling off.
Three, would you would you like to translate again? Huh? It's referring to what? You're the teacher. I'm curious.
Dạ bạch thầy.
Are you Vietnamese enough?
I don't know yet. So it's saying that, a rock is hard and water is soft, very soft. But if the water passes through the rock long enough, eventually the rock will wear down. So no matter how long.
Very good.
Yeah.
The same thing. What I point out to you is it's graphic. Okay, I'm very graphic of a person. I'm violent. That's why I love movies. They're so graphic. Okay, imagine the big rock here, and you have water coming. One drop of water falls down one at a time only, and it digs a hole in the rock. That's the power of water. Just fall one drop of water. Psh, psh, eventually, the rock will wear out. That's why patience will overcome everything. You have first to learn to allow the drop of water to fall and fall and fall before we can teach you how to do it quicker. You have to earn it. We're not going to give it to you. I'm not going to give it to you. You have to earn it. You think you're cool? You think you're special? You ain't seen nothing yet. I have to earn it. One drop every single day. Then one day, that's why. But if you stop, you'll never understand. You'll continue to be a victim. Quit, then you never know. That's why patience. You understand the concept of patience now? We patiently one drop at a time. It's beautiful Vietnamese analogy. One drop at a time. You sit for 2 hours, that's one drop. How scary it is. You think it's easy? No, it isn't. Okay? But that's how wisdom is developed. You look for quick fixes, there's no such a thing. They're scams, and the quick fixes are all scams. Wisdom is a long-lasting fixes. The only fixes is wisdom, your own wisdom, not mine. So, Master Shenhua, I want you to be. Let's be clear about it. What he brought to our country, to our times, is that technology. It's an incredible gift, folks, that no other patriarchs did for us. But he failed in some ways with he keeps on talking about Dharma must be renounced, but my generation did not. And much worse is we don't renounce non-Dharmas. He never chided us. I wasn't around. Okay? So that's why I didn't want to go into this, because that's advanced dharmas that requires me to use examples, because that's the one I know is that my peers fail here. The advanced ones. That's why I'm not going to let it happen to you. Okay? Because why you should renounce even the dharmas we taught you, and even the non-dharmas that you recognize as to be not appropriate dharmas, you still need to renounce them. Okay? Because ultimately, there's knowing, no attaining. There's a question that was asked last time. I'm sorry it took so long to get here again. It's been over an hour going back to the same place. Okay. That's why you have to be patient. There's no knowing, no attaining. And in the Heart Sutra, there is also no knowledge, no whatever. Okay, I don't know what, I forgot the translation in English. What's the English translation in the Heart Sutra version we have? No knowledge, no whatever. Okay? Either version, or no knowledge or no knowing, is okay, because referring to the true here. The true here refers to the wisdom of the 10th paramita. This is a 10th paramita. So he says, you're low now, okay? But you get the 10th paramita, whatever wisdom you have, you still have to drop it. That's the meaning. Master Shenhua never explained it to them. I explain it to you so that you get higher. Okay? And no attaining, no accomplishment. He's so small. He ain't seen nothing yet. Don't be so proud of yourself. You're nothing. You got nothing. I finished slide 686. Any other questions? So yes, to the answer to the question, two here is correct, knowing and knowledge. And that refers to the 10th wisdom, the 10th paramita wisdom. 687, patience with dharmas of the way, and wisdom concerning dharmas of the way. Meaning that, see, remember here, the prior slide is about your accomplishments. Extinction is one of the biggest successes that you can achieve in your life. Okay? That's worth a lot of millions and billions and trillions to you. You want to translate that success of extinction into monetary things, it can't be translated. Okay? It's humongous. So when you achieve this kind of, you succeed in the cultivation of Dharma extinction, you're extremely, extremely wealthy in the future. That's why you have people like Buffet and so forth, and the monks and nuns who, like Xing Yun, and so forth. They have a lot of blessings, okay? But especially the ones that are certified to extinction, they have tremendous blessings, a lot more than others. A lot more. Okay? Now, that's extinction, so that's the state of attainment. And why can't I move this thing here? And there's the fourth level patience is the patience with dharmas of the way, meaning all these various practices, you need to learn to be patient with them. Don't say that I'm only a Pure Land person. I'm only a chant person. I'm only a ceremony person. Then you're not developing your patience with the dharmas of the way. You understand now? You don't say that I only practice Hua-To, I only practice tantras, I only practice metta kindness. The Chinese, the Asians like to tell you that. Just single-mindedly practice one Dharma door. If you do that, your attainment is pretty small. So small. Useless. It only works here. But you go outside, it doesn't work anymore. Okay? And so that's why you say, I recite better, the Buddha's name better, I like it, I enjoy it, I'm very happy, I'm very blissful. Now you're telling me to go into this mantra here, okay? Which I have to memorize. I have a hard time reciting, okay? That's in Sanskrit, and so forth. Part of your training is to endure, to be patient, all these dharmas that we are teaching you. Because when you do that, the dharma you're practicing, that you specialize in, whether it's Pure Land, whether it's Chan, you will get better at it, amazingly. For people, for monks and nuns, Dharma Master says you should specialize only in Hua-To, only in breath counting, only in Pure Land. It's not as effective. Because they fail to help you develop the patience with dharmas of the way. Because you know what? You want to succeed in Hua-To, succeed in reciting the Buddha's name, you have to be patient with all sorts of dharmas. Okay? Because you're patient, you develop the wisdom concerning the dharmas of the way. And then 687. And then so the next bullet is that a patient with kinds of sufferings. So it says, all sorts of sufferings, not only sufferings here you endure as a monk and nun in the US, then I send you to Korea where it's a prison for you. Okay, that's more suffering for you of the Dharma, okay, and so forth, okay. So because of that, you cannot say, I excel at suffering, the Dharma, practicing the Dharma of suffering here at the US. I will make sure I send you to Korea if that's the case. I send you to Europe. I send you to Kamchatka. Okay? And you have more patients with all sorts of sufferings about the Dharma practices. Okay? I will allow you to hide behind four walls for a while, and then once you're good enough, you're strong enough, I send you out and experience more suffering. Okay, we do both. Okay? All right, it doesn't matter how old or young you are. When it's time, I send you to, I will give you assignments to make you experience more with more kinds of suffering once you feel you're so comfortable. Huh? Okay? and so kinds of suffering, and then again is suffering and the different kinds of accumulation, different kinds of extinction, and the kinds of the way. That's why you count the 8 patiences. You drill into different 8 patiences. The point here, and 8 kinds of wisdom associated with your willingness to patiently endure the training, endure the practice. The point here is that you don't need to specifically say, okay, he's asked me to do this, what we were being trained to do. What is it? Is it patient with, is it accumulation? Or kinds of accumulation? It doesn't matter. All this is designed to tell you that if you want to break down the instructions, they will fall into these types of things. Whether you know of these or not, it doesn't matter. It's about you getting there. Okay? You can learn about these theories, 8 patiences, 8 wisdoms. Anyone can do that. But what you have that others don't is that you made it. You are being taught how to do it. You're being helped how to do it. Because the attainment, accomplishment is yours, not mine. It's your asset. It's your success. It has nothing to do with me. I don't get 10% of your success, which I should. Okay? So that's why. All you need to know is that there's a theory behind it. It's so beautiful because whatever you do, just know that has been done before under Master YongHua's style of training, and our style is quite different from theirs. But we also accomplish these things, so they're not the only one. Chinese style is not the only one. Okay, we are also able to do that without doing the same kind of Chinese criteria, and we got even further in them because we've avoided a lot of pitfalls that they have. That's all. That's all you need to know. Because the results speak for themselves. That's the bottom line. Facts. Does it work? It worked for you, but then does it work for anyone else? How many people does it work for? Is it black? Is it white? Is it yellow? Is it woman? Is it child? Is it men? All right? Any questions? It's a very powerful statement, folks. 688. Non-intermittence and 9 liberations. 9 non-intermittence and 9 liberations. And this is a concept for you again, for your reference. The Buddha's wisdom is incredible. He says, we train you about these 8 patiences to develop 9 wisdoms, okay? And actually, the reason why it works is that also there's a concept of 9 non-intermittences and 9 liberations, okay? And here's why. The 3 realms, desire realm where we live, form realm, and formless realm has 9 stages, okay? Each of them has 9 categories of view delusions, okay? And you cut them off, okay? And there's a theory behind it. And the desire realm is 1 stage, and the other 2 realms, form realm, raw formless realm, would have the remaining 8 stages, okay? The stage here in the desire realm where we live is called stage of mingled dwelling, okay? Where the hells, hungry ghosts, animals, humans, and asurs, we live together. We commingle. Okay? And the form realm has 4 stages, which corresponds to 4 dhyanas, and 4 formless realm stages as a station of emptiness. Okay? And so you have 9 stages of grounds. And each of these areas, these domains, we need to cut off our delusions, our view delusions, in order to open our wisdom. Okay, so there's a methodology behind it as well. Remember the 8 kinds of patiences. The patiences actually help you develop patience for these types of issues. Okay, so it's not like you have to be patient with everything and anything. There is very surgical approach where you need to, under guidance, okay, under supervision, develop your patiences judiciously. And that's why if you were to do it by yourself, like the Hinayana people, they sit there and they blindly go about it. That's why it takes them so long to get to a 4-stage Arhat. 20, 30 years of self-isolation. Because eventually, it wouldn't happen naturally. Eventually. But if it's under supervision, then there's a recipe where these people went through already, and that's why they're able to develop this a lot quicker through this methodology. So these people, they may not be able to explain the theories and the beautiful things that, that the sutras talk about and the scriptures talk about, but they have something that others people don't have. They went through it. So they are familiar with these stages, these processes that others don't have. Yeah, you can laugh at them. You say, so here in our organization, only master can speak Dharma and maybe a couple of people, but the others don't do much. Actually, they have specialized knowledge more on the specifics on how to do it Okay, and with this, they can easily develop knowledge about principles. They understand. Once you have the specifics, once you made it, then it's very easy for you to bone up on the theory. And you understand a lot more about theory than someone down here. You up here, you look at theory, you bring the theory to your level. If you down here, you study theory first, and you never are able to develop your wisdom, your theory is very, very shallow. Am I making sense to you? There's a huge difference. If you start first by learning a lot of theories, okay, and then you walk around and say, I know everything about Buddhism. I have a diploma on my wall. Notice that? PhD from Berkeley. Okay. Your level is at the words level. You don't have any wisdom. You don't have any insights into the theory. You only know words. Okay? Because your level is too low. The secret here in cultivation is how to go up here on the wisdom side, so that when you look at the theory, you understand at your level. You're here, you look at the theory, you understand this level. You have no depth. Does it make sense? The same theory. Okay? You go to Berkeley, you go to Harvard, you go to Stanford, you go to Kansas, you learn about the same theory of math. It's your wisdom that will understand how to use this theory much better. Yes, sir, 5.
Thank you, Master. I have a question relating to what you're saying about the accomplished versus the unaccomplished. And it relates to something else, the ordinary mind. To say that the most enlightened have an ordinary mind, it feels to me like it's saying all gold medalists have a body. What is that? Just because I have a mind doesn't mean I'm anywhere close. How is it encouraging to me? Should it be encouraging? Or is it just, what is it saying?
What does what say?
When we learn that an ordinary mind is what is enlightened.
An ordinary mind is what?
The enlightened have an ordinary mind.
Don't go there. You don't know what you're asking.
Okay.
Okay. It's way beyond you. And that thing there, ordinary mind, is away, and I will make a comment again comes Monday. Okay? Ask me again. Okay? Now I don't have enough time. I'm running out of time. Can I finish this and go to the next slide, and then I move on? Because I need to get out of here, because next time I come around, I have to repeat the same thing. Do I have enough time today? No, I don't have enough time. It's important to you. That's why I go over it. I went over it, because it's very important to you. This is give you a comfort feeling that this is very sound theory, and there's some very, very special recipes that Master YongHua gave us, which is incredible gift, let me tell you. That's why I'm forever grateful to him. I can criticize him, I will disagree with him, but I'm never forget the fact that he's the one who brought this to our country. We're the only one who has these secret recipes. He chose to transmit it here. meaning that, what does it mean? You think, oh, here, just throw it away? Because? Okay, you deserve it. I'm serious. Okay? Thank you, everyone. We'll come back to this. Don't quit.